Drama, chaos, and controversy, this feud has it all. Andrew Schulz, the comedian known for pushing boundaries, and Kendrick Lamar, the rap genius with a pen sharper than swords, are embroiled in one of the most talked about public clashes of recent years. It's more than just a beef, it's a battle of values, cultures, and freedom of expression. In an episode of Flagrant back in September, Schulz made comments about black women that sent shockwaves through social media. During a conversation with James Duncan and Fahad Dawodu of Schulz and Gigs, a discussion about the so-called black girlfriend effect took a turn for the worse. While Duncan and Dawodu argued that black women elevate their partners in mixed relationships, Schulz jumped in with a crass and controversial joke, implying that dating black women caused stress. He claimed men who date black women experience so much stress that they start losing their hair. Yeah, he said that. And the backlash was swift, prompting Duncan and Dawodu, both black men, to apologize for their silence during the episode. Schulz, however, stood his ground, defending his right to joke about anyone and everyone. Critics called his remarks disrespectful, while others accused him of perpetrating harmful stereotypes. But Kendrick Lamar isn't one to let things slide. In his latest album, GNX, the track Whacked Out Murals took aim. He rapped, "Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law." Subtle? Not at all. Fans instantly connected the dots, pointing straight at Schulz. Released on November 22nd, GNX quickly became a talking point, not just for its sharp lyricism, but also for the shots Kendrick fired, some of which have landed directly on comedian Andrew Schulz. The track Whacked Out Mural sets the stage for Kendrick's no-holds-barred approach. It's a fiery opener where he addresses everything from industry politics to societal issues. And as usual, Schulz, never one to shy away from controversy, decided to double down. On his podcast, he called Lamar out, accusing him of hypocrisy for addressing misogyny, while rap music itself is often criticized for the same thing. Schulz caught wind of this and wasted no time addressing it in his latest Flagrant episode, kicking things off with a declaration, "I've finally got beef with someone." But then Schulz crossed the line, or many lines. He made a so-called joke claiming he'd make love to Kendrick. That wasn't just a swing, it was a low blow. It's nothing short of a verbal fireworks display. First, he took aim at the idea of rappers, of all people, lecturing comedians on respect for women. "Listen, rappers are telling comedians we need to be more respectful to women," Schulz said, dripping with sarcasm. Then he went headfirst into a biting critique of hip-hop's historical treatment of women in lyrics, quoting lines like, "Bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks," to highlight the hypocrisy. The message was, if you're gonna call out comedians, maybe clean up your own house first. Schulz didn't stop there. He brought up Kendrick's ties to Trey Parker and Matt Stone, creators of South Park, a show infamous for its irreverent humor, including jokes at the expense of black women. Schulz quipped, pointing out Kendrick's apparent comfort with Parker and Stone's style. He appreciates white comedians that make fun of black people. He even mentioned their satirical character Token, saying, which I'm sure Kendrick is a big fan of. Then came Schulz's co-host, Akash Singh, who threw more gasoline on the fire. Singh sarcastically noted Kendrick's commitment to protecting black women, even referencing the rapper's collaboration history. Singh asked why Lamar, who had threatened to pull his music from Spotify over their hateful conduct policy, worked with artists like Kodak Black and Chris Brown. The implication, Kendrick's actions don't always align with his words. Schulz hammered the point home. Are you saying Kendrick Lamar is protecting black women from white comedians' jokes, but not from R. Kelly's crimes? Akash Singh brought up Kendrick's past associations with artists like Kodak Black and Dr. Dre, both of whom have faced accusations of abuse. These points, Schulz and his co-host suggested, made Kendrick's moral stance shaky at best. In an awkward attempt at humor, he made a distasteful joke about sexual violence against Kendrick. He elaborated in a bizarre, hypothetical scenario, claiming Kendrick would have no physical means to stop him in a cell. The joke landed with a thud, sparking a wave of backlash. As if the drama wasn't already boiling, Schulz turned his attention to Kendrick's so-called clout-chasing move. He mocked the rapper for turning to comedians for relevance, saying, "What a time to be alive where rappers gotta talk about comedians for clout. We are up right now." And when it came to Kendrick's indirect approach, Schulz gloated, "You ain't even gotta say my name and it still makes headlines. You're welcome." But then things took a turn. Weird, unsettling turn. Schulz veered into bizarre territory, making off-color jokes about sexually assaulting Kendrick in a hypothetical physical altercation, adding layers of inappropriate remarks that left many listeners stunned. He said, "I would make love to him and there's nothing he can do about it." If there was a line, Schulz bulldozed right over it, leaving no doubt that controversy is his comfort zone. And because Schulz is a master at tying humor into chaos, he couldn't resist poking fun at the situation on Instagram. He posted a video of Mike Tyson holding Hasbulla, the 22-year-old internet sensation with dwarfism, and made an offhand comparison to Kendrick's stature. Was it childish? Definitely. Did it get people talking? Absolutely. Critics from across the hip-hop community, including TDE Punch, Meek Mill, and Peter Rosenberg, called Schulz out for crossing the line. Fans, especially Kendrick's, were unforgiving. In Los Angeles, Schulz found himself in a storm of protests at his stand-up shows. Some protesters were reportedly paid to be there, but the hostility was all too real. Death threats flooded Schulz's inbox, making him feel unsafe in certain cities. Interestingly, DJ Academics pointed out the public's selective outrage. He highlighted a recent viral moment where Saucy Santana made a similarly violent joke towards Academics, which didn't generate the same level of backlash. While some saw merit in this comparison, others dismissed it as a deflection. For now, Kendrick Lamar has remained silent, but the feud between Schulz and the hip-hop community is far from over. Schulz, known for stirring the pot, appears to be dragging this conflict beyond its original scope, muddying Kendrick's intention of defending black women. Ironically, Schulz conceded that Lamar's Mr. Morale and The Big Steppers is a good album, even as he dismantled the rapper's moral positioning. Whether this feud fizzles out or escalates further, it has undeniably sparked heated conversations about art, accountability, and hypocrisy. Critics lambasted Schulz for his lack of understanding about race and gender dynamics, accusing him of trivializing the serious issues Lamar's lyrics sought to address. Schulz defenders like Charlemagne the God argued for the sanctity of comedic freedom, but in the court of public opinion, Schulz was losing ground. Social media users didn't just criticize, they mocked, turning his words into memes and his defense into a punchline. Schulz might defend his right to joke, but the fallout has him walking on thin ice. At its core, this feud isn't just about Schulz or Lamar, it's a clash of ideologies. Schulz argues that comedy should have no limits, that it's his job to make people uncomfortable. Lamar, on the other hand, speaks for communities that have long been disrespected. His lyric wasn't just a diss, it was a defense of black women and a broader critique of the disrespect they often face. Schulz represents comedy's boundary-pushing, no-holds-barred ethos, while Kendrick stands as a voice of societal reflection and critique. In Schulz's world, nothing's off-limits and everyone is fair game. In Kendrick's, certain lines aren't meant to be crossed, especially when it comes to black women. Whether you side with Schulz's unapologetic humor or Kendrick's call for respect, one thing is certain. This debate has cracked open larger conversations about comedy, music, and cultural accountability. And if Schulz's antics are any indication, he's not stepping down from this fight anytime soon. For better or worse, he's made it clear everybody gets these jokes. But the debate raises an uncomfortable question. Where's the line between freedom of expression and accountability? Can comedy exist without offending someone, or should comedians adapt to the times? And that's the tea on the Andrew Schulz versus Kendrick Lamar saga. Drama, diss tracks, and divisive opinions. Whether you're Team Schulz or Team Kendrick, this feud has left us all questioning where the lines should be drawn in comedy, music, and cultural accountability. So what do you think? Should comedians have free reign, or is there a responsibility to respect boundaries? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This debate is far from over. And hey, if you're loving these deep dives into pop culture chaos, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay curious, stay respectful, and remember, everybody's got their perspective.